This is an item. It is displayed within its assigned category, and possibly here on the speed screen, if you want. An item by its very nature is basic. It has a name and a price, and you can add it to the cart with a simple tap on the screen. However, an item can, and likely will be, more complex. It can have different variations with different pricing, and have multiple modifier sets with varying configurations, all of which give you full control of how to ring out an item in the register. In this video, we'll walk you through the process of creating items in the back office. We'll assign it to an existing category and add pre-configured modifier sets. So if you haven't watched the previous videos on categories and modifier sets, we suggest you do so before proceeding. Let's start by logging into the back office. To add an item, click Items from the left side navigation menu. From the Items tab, click the Add Item button. Now, in the info box, give the item a name. You can add an item description for reference, but for now, we'll skip that step. Let's begin with the Settings card on the right. Here, you can choose whether or not to display this item on the speed screen. Next, select the item's category. Let's put this item in the category Sandwiches. I'll select a department, which in this case will be Food. Note that you can bulk assign items to departments in one step. So if you don't have any departments created, you can skip this step for now. Next, select an item type from the drop-down list. There are three types of items, namely standard priced, unit-based, and custom priced items. The majority of items are standard price items, so we'll select that option in this tutorial. We cover the other two types of items in the subsequent video tutorials. Next, select a tax profile. We have three options: tax exclusive, tax inclusive, and tax exempt. In summary, tax exclusive means that the tax is separate, or excluded, from the item price, and therefore added at the time of sale. Alternatively, tax inclusive means that tax is included in the item price when being sold at the register. As such, the system will automatically calculate the pre-tax price of the item. And lastly, tax exempt means that the item isn't subject to tax. For this item, let's select tax exclusive, since this is the most common. Select a color tag, we'll select orange, and a display order. In this case, we'll have it listed first in the category. Next, let's add an item price. If this were a basic item without variance, we would simply add one price in the displayed price field. You can enter a SKU, or stock keeping unit, for barcode scanning here, but this doesn't apply to the example turkey bacon sandwich. Now, let's say we want to have two variations, or variants, of the sandwich. For example, a half and whole size with different pricing. Click the plus button to add a second variant, and give each variant a name and a price. Now, let's add the modifier sets to our sandwich. In the modifiers card, click the plus icon and select the first set you want to add, which in our example is breads. We'll repeat this step until we have all the modifier sets added to the item. Lastly, you can specify whether you want to include or exclude this item from being sent to a printer for processing. Note, this is typically done at the category level, and by assigning a category to a printer, all items within that category are sent to the printer when ordered. If you only want this item to print at a printer, you can select to include the printer here. Alternatively, you can set to exclude it from being sent to a printer, which may apply if the category that it is assigned to is set to send items to the printer for processing. In the final step, click the Save button to proceed with publishing the item. To publish this item and proceed with creating another item, click the Save and New button.